So for those of you who've read my book, Real Women Scrap, you know that it's more than just scrapbook lessons. It's about life lessons and the lessons that we can learn from scrapbooking. So Real Women Scrap TV is going to be the same thing. We're going to talk about not only the scrapbook lessons that you can learn, but how, once you learn those lessons, you can apply them to your life to create the life and layouts that you really want. A lot of times we allow ourselves to become scattered through too many activities and through too many commitments. And the problem with that is that we start to lose our focus and we don't have any sort of system to create the life that we really want. A lot of times we do just sort of run through our lives, especially as busy moms, career women, whether it's in the car and we're driving our kids someplace or we're in meetings all day and all night, and we don't end up doing the things that we really want to do. So the first place to start is really figure out what you're doing. What's your schedule like? And maybe just take a week and write down for that week, what do you do during the day? What happens when you first wake up? What time do you wake up? And what does your day look like as it goes through until you get back into bed at night? And once you have a record of some sort of where your time is going, then you can start to really make some choices. And so the next step would be to figure out what your priorities are. A lot of times we know our priorities in our heart. We know what's important to us. It may be our faith, it may be our relationships with our spouse or our children or our family. And we really want to celebrate and nurture those things. However, if you look at your schedule and you compare it to your list of priorities, a lot of times they don't match up. And there's this incongruence and this imbalance between what we say is important to us and how we really spend our time. My husband and I recently did that, and we talked about what's really important to us. And we said the three priorities for us are our faith, our connection to each other, and our connection to our children. And while we both are on the same page in that department, the reality of our lives is that those three priorities are not really showing up. Sometimes they do, but in general, if someone was to look at our life from the outside, it would not look like those were our three priorities. The choice that you now have, since you have your list of priorities and you know what's important to you and you have your list of where you're spending your time, is to make some hard choices about what you're going to do. And I say hard choices only because a lot of people aren't willing to make them. I think that a lot of women are ready to make change and they just need the tools to do it. So that's what I want to provide you with. So take your list of priorities and look at your calendar and get alone for 30 minutes. If you can then look at your calendar and figure out where you can do some cropping, do a little bit of cutting and cut the fat, cut out the things that aren't important. For my husband and I, one of the things that we are cutting is TV. You know, that's a hard decision, and some people that works for and some people it doesn't, and that's okay. So you decide where to cut things. It may be activities. Perhaps your kids are in 5 different activities every different day of the week. There may need to be some cutting there because you don't have any activities. And it's important that you are investing in yourself as well, because if we let ourselves get empty, then we don't have anything left to give to the people who need us to be there for them. You may want to do this with someone else. So after you've spent your 30 minutes, you may want to get with your spouse or a friend and see what they think. Run the list by them. Sometimes it's a little hard for us to be objective about our own schedules because we think everything is necessary. If we didn't, we wouldn't be doing it. But the reality is someone looking from the outside really may be able to pinpoint things that we didn't see in the first place. So that's the second step, is to really do some analyzing and then strategize how you're going to make that happen. It may be creating a new daily schedule that you put up so that you can be reminded of the different things that you're going to do every day. And I want to encourage you to show up for yourself every day. I don't know what that means for you. It may mean that you show up at the gym. It may mean that you have a devotional or quiet time for 30 minutes at the end of the day to help you reconnect with who you are. It may mean that you take a hot bath or that you go scrapbooking every other week so that you can connect with your girlfriends. However it looks for you, make sure you show up, because if we don't take time for ourselves, no one else is going to hand it to us. We need to make sure that we are watching out and taking care of ourselves at least as well as we take care of everybody else in our life. So once we've got that system, and once we've started organizing our schedule and our days around the things that really matter to us, then our lives will start to reflect our commitments and our priorities and the values that we have. And it will begin to be something that we can enjoy. Just like we can enjoy our scrapbooks because our pictures are in them, we can start to enjoy our lives because we've put ourselves and our passions and our dreams and our goals back into our lives and into our schedules to make things happen that really bring us joy and peace and satisfaction. And isn't that what we all want? Leave a legacy, keep it simple, find your focus. This is Tasra Dawson for Real Women Scrap TV.